What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another highly combustible reaction. We're jumping into something. Europe is a terrible country. It's a terrible title. I'm trying to just say it. It has to be satire right up front. Get over show language, simp, all the love in the world. Though I wouldn't put it past some Americans to truly think that Europe is a country. I wouldn't put it past them. We focus so much on here in America, what's going on around us, that a lot of times the outside world is very, very foreign. Let's jump in, check it out together. God only knows where it's gonna go. Shout out to Anna Lee for the request. I appreciate you. She said it's hilarious, so I have to assume that it's satire. Let's go.
Just traveled to Europe for the first time.
Hold on, let's.
I'm an American who just traveled to Europe for the first time, and I will never return to that country. Here's why.
I don't even know how the hell he's keeping a straight face.
First of all, European cities are so obnoxiously anti-car. Their sidewalks are massive, so their roads are tiny, and parking is non-existent. Look at Madrid.
Yeah, but they also have a lot more within walking distance and bicycle structures and public transportation and
Mexico, and compare it to Dallas.
what the.
Roads are tiny, and parking is non-existent. Look at Madrid, Mexico.
Look at Madrid, Mexico. I get it. A lot of people believe that Spanish, because the majority of Mexican people speak it, a lot of people believe that it came from there. You know, instead of the Spanish conquistadors bringing it over with them, they just think that Mexicans invented Spanish. So I could get that
And
part.
compare it to Dallas, Texas. It took me hours just to park my Cybertruck once in Madrid. In fact, I might have been the only guy in the entire country with a pickup truck. But the worst part about driving in Europe is that you have to stop for people crossing the street, which means it takes forever to get anywhere. And you'll
So aggravating.
have to go everywhere because they have no Walmarts in the entire country where you could be doing all your shopping in one place. Driving on the highways is at least a little better.
Hey, but they still have Amazon, I'm pretty sure.
But watch out, because they use a strange, archaic, and frankly xenophobic system of measurements called the metric system. So you'll see
Kilometer.
signs with kilometers per hour instead of miles.
How do you say that? Kilometers? Kilometers?
Miles per hour. I think I heard someone say that 1 kilometer is like 1,000 miles or some shit.
No,
They
no,
also
it's not.
use meters instead of feet, which is
Meters.
stupid. The length of 1 foot is easy to remember because it's 1 foot. But 1 meter is like 1/3 of my entire body. You know, I'm not even sure if they count hours the same over there. Are European hours the same as American hours? Because every train I tried to ride in Germany was at least 30 minutes late. And once I was stuck in hell, I mean the Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof for 9 American hours. Our train
He pronounces things like I used to pronounce things when I first started the channel.
system in the United States of America is far more comprehensive and efficient. And public bathrooms are a nightmare in the country of Europe. If you somehow find a spot to park, you'll need to locate a bathroom which will be marked by the insane WC abbreviation, which I can only imagine is a dog whistle for world communism. And these bathrooms are torture. In
Pretty sure it means the water closet.
America, we
Just-
have huge cracks in our bathroom stalls, which make
We were just talking about this in the Discord the other day. Yes, we do. I do not. Highly combustible does not go. I don't go number 2 in public. I don't. Just because it's weird. It's weird. There's weird gaps. There's people in there that like to come in and just spend a long time. I don't know. There's something about it. I gotta be in a comfortable place to drop a deuce, and it's not. Granted, I've never seen anybody peeping through the peepholes, but sometimes, you know, you look up, you see someone walk by, you're like, please God, don't let us make eye contact.
defecating an open communal experience. But in Europe, the stalls cover not just the cracks in the side, but
Oh,
the entire
praise the
doorway.
Lord! Look at this privacy
So yeah, you can't make
or privacy.
eye contact with other men while you do your business. I always felt so alone in those stalls. And don't even get me started on European food.
It's
They
lonely.
use natural ingredients, which were very disruptive to the carefully artificial gut microbiome that I incubated stateside.
Hey, that I understand. Even going to Thailand, you less all of this extra garbage that's in the food. Like you starting, it plays hell on your stomach for a while until you get used to the food over there because we're so used to all of these added chemicals, and we've created some sort of weird ass gut biome off of all of the foods here. We're starting to see now how many of the foods are actually poison over here. All of the things that, you know, we allow into the food that Europeans ban from their food. It's probably for a reason.
And they banned all the good shit in Europe, like potassium bromate and azobicarbonamide, which means their bread tastes like shit and isn't soft.
And it molds very fast, huh? It's supposed to. Our bread is not supposed to last for months on end with no mold.
Rather eat Wonder Bread than a giant stick of natural dog water. And Europeans don't even use butylated hydroxyniazole, which is my favorite synthetic petrochemical antioxidant, which keeps our food preserved well for thousands of years in America. They must waste so much food in
There's a video on the aging of a McDonald's cheeseburger or a Big Mac or something like that. It ages better than I do. Just
keeps our food preserved well for thousands of years in America. They must waste so much food in Europe because it all expires in a week. And restaurants suck in their country because the waiters don't check in to see how you're doing every 5 seconds like they do in America. I'd like to keep my waiter updated, but at least this wasn't as isolating as the bathroom stall. At least you don't have to pay or tip or whatever. It sure didn't feel like I was paying with the Monopoly money they use over there. And the water in restaurants has bubbles in it. You'd think it would just be some textural difference with fizz, but no, the bubble water tastes like hot dog water. Thankfully, they do still have good
I don't think that's true. I don't think that part is true at all. About it tasting like hot dog water, because who the hell drinks hot dog water to know what it tastes like in the first place?
Nutritious food at a few normal and healthy restaurants like McDonald's, Burger King, Starbucks, KFC, and
On the real though, even those fast food places in America are different than the same fast food places overseas. I swear, it was so much fresher overseas than it is what you get here. God only knows, like, the real differences, because
a few normal and healthy restaurants like McDonald's, Burger King, Starbucks,
normal
KFC,
and healthy,
and Chinese food. But their grocery stores are terrible. You won't find any necessities like Feastables, Twinkies, Goober, and they have no good breakfast cereal. And
you guys don't know what Goober is? The delicious mixture of striped peanut butter and jelly all in the same jar? You guys don't have Goober? I understand now, like in the plastic cheese.
Necessities like Feastables, Twinkies, Goober, and they have no good breakfast cereal. And one time I asked the worker at the deli if they had American cheese, and she stared at me dumbfounded like I had something wrong with my eyes. Politics are all American cheese, and she stared at me dumbfounded.
He does have something wrong with his eyes there. How the hell are you doing that?
Like I had something wrong with my eyes.
How the
Politics are also terrible in Europe. There are dozens of political parties everywhere that try to represent all the citizens' viewpoints and create a fair and balanced democracy. That's disgusting and confusing. There are too many choices. We keep it simple with just 2 parties who always run amazing candidates, and if you look deep enough, they sort of are the same thing anyway, which makes things easier. Laws in Europe are also busted. I stayed in a hostel when I was there, which is like a prison for poor people who want to travel, and I was stuck with, and I kid you not, 30 drunk 10-year-olds screaming in Slovakian all night because the drinking age in Europe is 5, and their climate policy is
I'm pretty sure some of this is exaggerated a little bit. No, but on the real, it's terrifying that some people probably are going to believe everything that he says, especially some of those super sheltered Americans. They're just going to be like, yeah, what he said, it's a terrible country.
Absurd. Yes, I think climate change is a problem that must be resolved, but Europeans take it to the extreme. European water bottles are ass. Every water bottle has a cap that is fused to the bottle with some black magic, so it's...
Is that real? The cap don't just come off your bottle?
Physically impossible to remove it. It sucks, but apparently if we keep the caps attached, the Netherlands won't sink underwater. So it's not even a worthwhile cause. And did you know that Europeans have free healthcare? That is outrageous. When I have an ailment, the last thing that I want is fast and affordable service. If healthcare is free, you don't feel like you earned it. I want to work for my healthcare. Crippling medical debt makes you a man. And I'm not even sure that they have medication in that country. I spent most of the day just sitting inside and watching TV, and I didn't see one pharmaceutical drug advertisement.
How horrible. You don't get your daily dose of Jardians. Like, we all know the little jingles over here. It's actually only legal in 2 countries in the world, apparently, to have these kind of things. And we're one of them. Although, hopefully that changes. We need to get rid of them completely. Ban pharmaceutical ads. I'm all for it. And then, go to the lawyers. Get rid of the damn lawyer ads, too, while you're at it.
How do Europeans know what to ask for from their doctors? Do they even have doctors? Then when you go to college in Europe, just like healthcare, it's free. But if it's free, where's the challenge? Where's the Sigma grind set? And you know how we have awesome Greek life at our colleges? Well, one of the states in Europe is literally perpetually LARPing as our awesome collegiate Greek life system. Europe just seems like the tutorial level. Everything there is too easy. They work much less in a week than we do, and they get tons of extended breaks and even like 30 days paid vacation. That's way too much. All Europeans do all day is pick mushrooms, smoke cigarettes, make fun of Americans, and smoke cigarettes. Get back to work. Workers are meant to grind. And why do they have paid maternity leave? Give birth at your desk. That's what my mom did, and I turned out perfectly fine. Us Americans understand that money is the most important thing on the planet, so we sacrifice our quality of life to make sure we can get more into the hands of our billionaire CEOs. And their sports are so stupid. Soccer is a soy boy, Wojak ass sport that nobody would be caught dead playing publicly in the United States. But Europeans love it. And the worst part is that they call it football, which makes no sense.
The world calls it football. We're the only ones. Hello. I've been to a whole bunch of football world stores and never been to a soccer world except here in America.
Look, they're using their hands. What happened to the foot in the football? This is real football, because see, he's kicking it with his foot. We're the real kings of football.
Because we don't kick soccer balls with our foot. At all, ever.
That's why we say we're world champs when we win the Super Bowl. I tried watching one of their soccer games, and it was the most boring experience of my life. The score was 0-0 after 90 minutes. I'd rather watch Turkish oil wrestling with my gay uncle than this. And the last point I want to underline is that Europe is a scam. All my life I wanted to go to Paris. They said it was the city of love, full of art and beauty. But I was robbed within the first hour of being there. And I was repeatedly scammed all over the country. The only state of Europe that I even moderately enjoyed was Turkey. The American politicians were right. Europe is not free like we're free here in America. I'm never leaving Florida again.
How do you do that with your fucking eyes?
I'm an American.
This is probably one of the greatest sum-ups of all time. We have heard some very dumb things. I have thought some very dumb things. I've been led to believe some very dumb things over my American life. It wasn't until I started traveling that I started realizing that, hey, maybe the grass is greener on the other side of the pond. I'm just saying. There's so... Obviously, it's satire. If it was serious, like, it would be a travesty to make a video like this. Obviously, it's sad that I even have to mention that it's satire. Get over and definitely show Language Simp all the love in the world. He didn't put a video out. This is like perfect rage bait. Because somebody out there, I promise, somebody out there, some American believes some of these things. And it's sad and it's tragic because we don't get taught enough about life outside of America. You get taught that this is the greatest, freest place to be in the world. Patriotism and bacon. And that's about it. Like, we know the countries that we're at war with. We know the countries that we've gone to war with. We know the victories that we've had. History is all in the eyes of the beholder. Like, it gets told from the freaking winner's side. It's all in the victors. We need a better education on outside of America. But they're afraid to do that because they're afraid too many of us would pack our shit and leave for finer fields and pastures. Get over, show Language Simp the love. Hit the like button if you liked it. The dislike button, but I won't believe you. Tell the next one of my Combustible. You guys be happy, healthy, safe. I love you to the moon and back. Peace.